Voila. Give that a few seconds. All right.
Staat Boris zijn vakje dan juist met dat we nu vakje minder hebben?
Vakje.
Mijn anti-camera.
Screen.
His screen and Discord. Because I know mine shifted.
Ja, don't worry. Ik ga misschien moeten ingrijpen, maar ja, ik heb het veranderd inderdaad. Want dat vergroten en verkleint. Dus it's alright.
Would not
It's
want
working.
the top or the bottom of his head to be.
Yeah, exactly. Or that wonderful, is that mauve shirt? Alright, so last we left off. By the way, the dragons are a bit bigger because I actually missized them. Because they are not simple adults, they are ancient dragons. So, you guys have done a lot of things. You survived the plague of ice, which is not political at this point because it's actually a frozen landscape that you're in here. There were elementals, cryostorm elementals, not ice elementals or anything like that. So, you managed to defeat these strange creatures that created duplicates of you. But in that final explosion, however, one of the rangers did in fact get stricken down. And, of course, we have our resident wizard is going to be running a little late. So, as this man fell down, he, however, did not stay down and was revived. But not naturally so, not by help of divine magic, but by a spell cast either within the armor or already within the person of this ranger, as these are still people of Kirksaren. And so necromancy is never far away. With that, he was slowly turning into something else. Into a ravenous undead, perhaps, but still with his memories intact, not entirely sure what was happening to him, while the others looked at what was transpiring here. Then, both Nolan and Boris tried to reach out and petition their gods to assist here. And in doing so, had a bit of a tug of war between Helios and the nascent god Anthe. And Anthe did survive through to the surprise of Kirksaren, who momentarily was heard through the skull of this thing. So, even here, perhaps more here than anywhere else, Anthe does still have a foothold. And Helios must reach from afar. Then you managed to get the cars moving again, sadly abandoning, finally, after all these moments, car number 3, broken beyond repair. After so many attempts.
It lasted significantly longer than any of us ever imagined.
It was marked for death since the very first moment you guys set off.
The moment we decided none of the main characters were going to be in that car.
Exactly. That was, fortuitous. Something else did happen when this stream of Helios descended. A loud horn was heard, a wail almost, a mechanical signal that echoed through the valley. So something definitely did notice you down there. And also, with immaculate perception, Cassius, you saw something in the distance and heard something as well. You heard the flapping of leathery wings, and in the very distant, in between the fog here, which is lessened down here, you saw a giant wall of ice. Behind it, a large mountain. So, we ended on these two gentlemen arriving. Two enormous frost dragons, frozen, withered, ancient beyond compare. And they have noticed you. Even though Dario has cast a protection spell, a stealth spell in Pass Without a Trace, and they did somewhat notice the smell of a spawn of Tormodon, and one dedicated to Helios. So, a few things are going to happen right as we start. Cassius, and I'll say maybe, yeah, no, just Cassius. You, with your stupid passive perception, are seeing this happen. These dragons, you look at them, their eyes are faded. They are like glassy, and they might not see that well anymore. They look brittle. They look like they could be falling apart with just a ray of sunshine melting the ice on them. They're moving slow, even though they arrived quite quickly. They're craning their necks, sniffing and looking. And they're looking right at you. But they know you're there. But they're still trying to figure out exactly. The magic of Dario still holding on to dear life to conceal you in this moment. It is then that you, I will say most of you, hear something behind the cars, the opposite end of the dragons. This very sudden and instant explosion of earth that comes from the ground to lunge at where you are. You see this creature emerge from the ground.
Because two ancient dragons were too easy, yeah.
Well, I'm still narrating, because what then happens next is as this thing leaps in the air and screeches, and you see a heat come from it, like everything gets cloudy and a fog of steam erupting from where it is in this cold ground. You see a column of ice fly right over your head, hitting the creature right in the chest, as it freezes almost in mid-air, as the other dragon lunges for it and grabs it by the neck and slams it down on the ground and rips out its throat. Steam and fire billowing out, instantly killing this creature. Because of all the things you've done to get this far, Pass Without a Trace would not have succeeded on this thing because it sees heat signatures and is not bound to stealth. But because of how you handled yourself, this encounter is skipped.
Okay. Nice.
The dragons killed something that was trying to kill us, so
Yeah.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least?
Ally.
So the steam and everything, the ice is melting as this corpse just sinks into the ground. and you can see the claw of the dragon, the frost and ice on it is starting to melt, and you see maybe the remains of what would have been a white dragon at some point, but still changed somehow.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Were they white dragons? So
They
maybe
were.
one day.
Yeah. And I'm going to let them
They
roll
don't look
again.
undead, but they
They
just look.
no, you
withered and
see
old.
they are breathing. You see their breath now in the heat of this thing. Yeah, they are ancient, but they are not dead. Oh, and they rolled a 2 and a 4 on their perception. Then you hear Avinox as Durex is breathing deep as he expended his breath. Just lower its head real low to the ground, almost at eye level with the cards. Looks like this thing noticed something as well, brother. And Durex just inches closer as well. And Cassius and Dario, the wing is hovering over the car at this point. It is making a shadow.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop Pass Without a Trace,
Okay.
and
I also cast Divine Sense.
I might
Yes.
just like flip on the headlights of the car. I mean,
Okay.
Don't startle
So, so Gord, you, Celestial Fiend or Undead,
And you can detect good or evil. Kan ik
yeah,
voelen of die kwaadaardig zijn of goedaardig of...
okay. Okay. So,
Met White Dragons zijn klassiek kwaadaardig, maar...
yeah. What you get, if you want to know, so technically, I'll stretch it a little bit. Celestial, identity within the radius present any player object consecrated, desecrated. Okay. I'll allow you an insight roll on top of the divine sense.
Oh.
You detect no celestial, nor fiend, nor undead.
Okay.
okay. As I drop my Pathfire Trace, I'm just going to, well, I guess they can hear me. Just ask, what is it that you're seeking?
The pass without a trace drops. You all feel very exposed, no longer mixing in with the surrounding area.
And
Yeah.
since these are two Asian dragons, Dario is going to be polite and add, my name is Dario Alinadar.
The heads of both of them first look at each other and then look down. And as the breath of them just breathing, you feel again the cold increase. They aren't lowering their heads this time. They're high up, many feet in the air, looking down, and you see a grin emerge as they acknowledge you and then look to each and every one. Elinada. There's a name. There's a name, brother. What do we seek? Durex looks to Avinox, and Avinox cranes a little closer to the back of the other car. A loud sniff. So you are right, brother. The blood of Tormodon is here. And so Gord, you see Calendula just flat against the car, just looking straight at a single eye that is now looking through the turret of the basilisk.
I will stand defensively in front of her.
Yeah.
Safe, whatever I could do against something like that.
You see the lens of the eye just change focus to you for a moment, and see the dragon on your armor as well. What do we seek indeed? We seek those who are worthy. Those that wish to weather the gauntlet.
That's speak in riddles, but we have come from far. We have tread dangerous paths to get this far. I would say we are quite capable, maybe not worthy, but we stand our own.
Capable. More than capable, I'm sure, for such a menagerie to make it this far. He's been trying for some time to send people here, you know.
We know. We know. And he will not achieve what he wants. That is exactly why we are here.
Make a persuasion roll, Dario. As both of them, for a moment, Avinox is going to move a little closer to the other car, and then the both of them are making a little bit of a circle around Dario here.
Big 4.
That was
You needed
well, I
3.
wouldn't call it great.
Unwitting pawns, perhaps. They don't know. No, brother, they don't, do they? Of course, you may speak the one that you serve. The one that brought you this far, perhaps?
I serve no other than my own.
Gurkserin.
A head turns, and you can tell you guys are on conversation level with these guys, and they are raising their voice. They're speaking perfect common, but you also feel that perhaps maybe they are also speaking in your head. It's like halfway through telepathy, their mouths are moving and they're talking, but they're projecting their voices, and they are perfectly capable of hearing you, even though you're still in these cars. One prideful, one with information. You, the one guarding the child of Tormaton, and the head is coming very close to the car now. You speak that name so candidly. Tell me, you do not believe you serve. What do you believe?
I believe he has a plan, and we're probably playing right into his plan. I heavily fear that we're doing what he wants, but we have too little information to make our own decisions. I
Make a
believe we need
persuasion
more
roll.
to know more about this, what's happening here.
Yeah. Need to know more, need to know more. Not often the ones that make it this far need to know more. That is indeed what he wishes. Is that not right? And the two dragons will turn away from the cars. There's no point. We've had this dance many times, dear Kier. Please. And behind the dragons, a illusory double of Kyuxerin will step forward from nothing. And he has a bit of a sneer to him. The soldiers now as well are like freezing up, grabbing their guns, as Kyuxerin appears here not in a suit and tie, but in his full regalia, his robes, clenching a staff. And as soon as they see that, the rangers are all gonna look at you, and the similar robes that Nolan is wearing the attire of Rashanidre. Well then, indeed, we have had this conversation before. What do you think of my offering this time around? Two dragons are... One Durex is just going to swipe a claw through the illusion and smiles, just making sure. A fine offering. One considerably more thoughtful than before. Perhaps these will do. What of their request for more information? I'm sure they are quite due with the trials they have gone through. The trouble they have caused for me. Not for you. For them, yes. Never for you. Our deal still stands. Nothing more, nothing less. He will cross his arms and look towards Will. For a moment step and vanish, and then reappear next to these vehicles. And look at the two cars and you inside. Well done! You've made things quite complicated for me. Well, any questions, my loyal servants? And he looks towards the Rangers. The captain's just shaking, like, ooh, why are you doing this to us? I thought these fine fellows might have already told you. I am here to set right the wrongs of my world. I am trying to create here what can no longer exist where I am from. The corruption you can plainly see here. And I have a goal in mind. My love for you is true. I have created a paradise, as once my entire world was as such. But of course, you are soldiers, and you have a singular purpose. For the good of Severin, for the good of this world, I will ask you the greatest sacrifice. And even beyond death, I will still be there to assist you. As you have seen, those were gifts, not curses. Now please, dear members of whatever militia you deem yourself part of, I'm sure you will try to poison their minds. At this point, it no longer matters. Truth is, I don't know more than to this point. I was always denied such things. But I must know. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than willing to answer them.
I just say very casually, I have no questions for you. Nothing you can say really interests me anymore. I will find out myself. We will find out ourselves. We're on our way to the truth.
I'm
Has it been
sure.
worth it? What you've done up to this point?
Worth it. You don't understand the loss I have had to bear, the lives lost when these foolish gods came to my world. What you know is not my world. It is a wounded beast, a corruption. If you think that the lives I'm willing to sacrifice and have sacrificed over the years are anywhere near the blood that's already been spilled, mine barely register as a rounding error.
Do I get a sense of the emotional state of Kirksarian, or is there anything I can read?
I will say without rolling insight that he is pissed. He is furious.
Good.
I don't know. Maybe Nolan might have picked up something he said, as in, did you just say that this is your world? You're originally from this realm and
No.
not the one we came from.
No, he meant his world, like,
Yes.
yeah, so the original, where
Yeah.
you guys are from as well. So
Okay.
But that got spoiled with dwarves and elves, and he's
Yes,
kind
I
of a
know. He's
Nazi,
going.
and he wants to purge it.
That was clear.
What a racist.
Yeah.
So, regardless of what you feel, what you think you will achieve, it is quite literally out of my hands. But your goal, survival or not, coincides with mine. So you will do what I expect you to do. Regardless of the mess you've made and the necessary cleanup required.
Oh. Fuck.
It's funny to see how puny men hate what they're trying to achieve, yet will sacrifice everything to achieve it.
Don't misunderstand. There is a slight disparity between us. I am beyond death. I am Severnus. I am all that remains of dignity and civilization on this barren stain of a world, and I will purify it.
Yet you need to enslave gods to be able to do it because you lack the power.
And corpses. I add to it.
Enslave a god, you say? No. In that, as I said before, we are united, dear Boris. We strive for the same thing. For the freedom of our god. Then one of the dragons will speak, Jurix will speak. Enough. Although still have plenty of time, one does grow impatient with his prattle. Kirksaren will look at the dragon, and the dragon will just slam its paw down onto the ground where Kirksaren was standing, and the other Avinox will just grab his claw and snap his fingers as you all feel this ripple through space. Enough with the prattle, yes. Now then, there are two choices. You come of your own volition, or we put back your parts behind the wall.
Brother Sir Dragons, may I ask you a question?
He wants questions answered. Questions
One
answered.
simple yes or no question.
Persuasion roll.
Roll high, motherfucker.
18.
That's not low.
It's not super high.
Yes
Not
or
dragon
no?
high.
Speak yes or no.
Do you want Kirksaren dead?
They both look at each other. Huh. They look at each other. Yes or no? And Boris, you stand before two ancient white dragons, frosted over from head to heel. They come a little closer to the car you're in, and with the word they speak, they ice over one of the windows of the car. Yes.
I step out of the car, stand in front of them. What would you do? Can I wait?
Hmm.
Can I add a third option to the table?
None has ever been given. What do you suppose we do, brother? These ones are such lively specimens, are they not, compared to the lot he usually sends? Make another persuasion roll.
Go big or go home.
Go home.
Boris, you stepped out of the car. You stepped out of the car. You are now 60 feet in the air in the claw of a ice dragon. There wasn't really a moment notice. There wasn't really You are just scooped up and being held. And a single dragon thumb is poking you in the head. And it's like a tree trunk is trying to, it almost breaks your spine doing this. But he's not trying to hurt you, or you would have been dead. And it brings you very close. You are being frozen from the outside. You feel ice starting to grow on you just being in the hands of this, in the claw of this thing. And this face, you are the size of one of his teeth. You're coming with us now. And he's going to carry you and is going to carry Boris. And
I could have gotten you into the dome. I could have gotten them into the dome.
so
That's what I at least say before he pushes me away. I can get you inside the dome.
yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
So yeah, Boris is being carried by Avinox.
Yay.
So Durex then looks at the rest of you. I've only got 2 hands, and he stands up. You can follow of your own volition, please. Otherwise, I'd have to make you all a lot more compact.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're following of our own volition and not
The car.
abandoning Boris to whatever whatever's happening.
I'll just
Ready to go
bow
out
and
of the dog of-
yeah.
Yeah.
2 out of
I'll just-
3 work. Yeah.
I'll just bow and say, "Show us the way."
I thought I had them.
Nice try, though. Nice try.
Luister, die 18 was al heel dicht bij waar je moest hebben. Hè, voor... ja. So,
And
yeah.
then the 3 was
Not good.
close
Not so
to
good.
what-
So,
Gordon
yeah.
will try to take an opportunity, and he will
yeah,
activate his boots of flying,
okay.
and I will yell, "Durex, may I fly with you?"
The giant... The head, by the way, is about as big as the car. So, a bit bigger even. Turns to this little floating dwarf. And he's going to grab you out of the air.
Okay.
That's cute. A lap dog, and he's gonna turn you around and look at your armor like a little doll. A follower of Tormadon, a lackey of Tormadon. I'm guessing you are the ward of the whelp.
Much more a father to Calendula. Nope. Than a lackey to Tormodon. I
A
have
name.
spoken to him a few times, but
You have.
he's very...
So,
No, dat is echt maar. Ik weet niet wat ik wil zeggen.
and how is the old goat? Still as stubborn as he is.
You know how dragons are.
And this laughter just sprays you with frozen air. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. The smell of that whelp. She is of his kin. Not washed down throughout the years. Not like the things we used to smell back home.
Do I sense hatred in his words towards the golden dragons?
Make an insight roll against the ancient frost dragon.
That's what I'm after.
Oh! Zie Erik, dat is niet moeilijk, hè?
Dat is echt niet
Oeh,
moeilijk.
ik heb je al een 20 gegeven, jong. Doe eens kalm.
Ja.
The dragon is absolutely 100% going to eat you. You're definitely sure.
Yeah.
But you realize this right before it happens. So
Makes it worse.
here's the thing. You don't feel like you're not being manhandled. You're being inspected. You know, there's like a moment where like a claw will like scritch over the armor, but not enough to damage it. And you have no control over this. You're along for the ride here. And as he's talking about Tormodon, like the sclera of his eyes open up a little bit, and you see this cool, ancient, yellowish eye inspecting you. He speaks with a familiarity of Tormodon. And this is fucking insane. This is frightening beyond the fact that you are in the claw of a dragon. With a natural fucking 20, he's speaking of having personally met Tormodon when he was still not a god. When I say this is an ancient dragon, I ain't fucking kidding.
Yeah, they must be old if they look like this. But I don't sense the hatred for her.
You don't sense hatred, you sense familiarity, nostalgia.
Okay, that's somewhat suits me.
So, anything else you wanted to say to him? Or
I'm Gord Grimbeard, and do not think I am an enemy. If you have any questions for me, I'll be glad to answer. And I do not obey Shirin, not that I know of. I do not know how he manipulates us, but we do everything we can to fight that.
it is a shame that you were brought here. But perhaps I see this fire in you. I see this conviction in you. I hear background noise coming from Boris.
Ja, sorry. Lena is liedjes aan het zingen met de kinderen.
Sorry.
Yeah. I am curious if you are not connected to Kirksarin and only along with his plans as your friend, your elven friend have said. Perhaps there is a chance then for you. We have long since been in the employ of the one you will meet. Tell me, among non-enemies, where did you find the whelp? Where do you find? She has not been hatched long. Where was the egg?
The egg had fallen into the hands of a hag in the Feywild.
Of course.
Was it the Frost hag that gave it to us?
I don't know, there were 4 of them.
There were 3 hags in that coven. One of them had frost affinity. We gave her what we later learn, the Frostfell Shard. Is that connected to this place somehow? Perhaps not our most wise move.
There is a certain irony to trade a Frostfell shard for an egg, only to bring it back to where the shard came from. And with that, you have been carried a passage of time, and are now standing in front of a giant wall of ice. There is a gate at the very bottom of it, which will open, and Boris, Gords, and the rest of you are being escorted through. The moment the doors open, the radios of the cars start going haywire. Many signals are mixed in between channels, screams, yells of order, requesting for backup. Hundreds and hundreds of voices drowning out over a chaos of radio. As you hear explosions, you hear screams, gunfire, artillery. You hear sounds you have never heard before of magic screaming through the air. The wall and the valley extend out for miles, and you see a battlefield. Thousands of soldiers, warriors. You see Thrahas, Sine, Brennar, and Yaw in their original forms, fighting alongside rangers of varying armor types, changes in design over a span of evolution. The battle stretches out of this valley beyond your sight, and at the center of it there is a lake, mostly frozen, these pieces of ice floating around. At the very center of it, a structure very similar to the center of the city of Severin. This column of crystals rising up into the air. But instead of connecting to a dome, here there is simply a single spike that reaches out from the very center. A arcane light, a frozen light, shining from it. At the other end of the valley, you see something that has crashed. A large ship. But this looks metallic and technological, and it is strange for you to understand exactly what this is, but for the players I will explain to you that this is a spaceship. This is a advanced technological thing that has crash landed at the other end of this valley. And from it keep pouring mechanical creatures. Some on 2 legs, others on 4. Mechanical things that keep marching unendedly like golems, reaching for the center part. But this cacophony of soldiers of many races and beings that you have never seen before are fighting uncoordinated melee to try and push these things back. The two dragons put down Boris and Gord, and they will for a moment survey the valley. The doors behind you close. You see these rangers completely caught in this battle. Some of them are still walking without, well, half of their torso missing, arms missing, some even half their head missing, and still marching forward, still having these runes of Kirksarin on them as they march and march and march. The dragons will look to you. One of them again, Avanok, snapping his fingers, and the sounds of battle, the concussive blasts of artillery, of magic, and advanced weaponry die down as they cast a silence. Welcome to the Ice Forge and the battle that has never been won and never been lost. You are here, invited to partake, and you will not leave until a conclusion is found. We are here at the behest of Methandor. We are here, for we were sacrificed. Now, as you too have been sacrificed. We are given some leeway here and there, but further than the valley we will not roam. A solution must be found here. So, with that, we leave you to the rest of your existence. I believe you are of potential.
I just yell. But who are the bad guys?
You have been chosen as soldiers of Methandor. Whatever is your opponent stands to reach the Ice Forge. There is no good or evil or right or wrong. Your souls are now bound.
Metadin was dat?
Methandor.
Metadin.
Is that a name we've heard
Iets
before?
gehoord? Ja, ik moet even denken.
Waar is Nolan als je hem nodig hebt?
Nee,
Echt,
Mhm.
I don't think
No,
I
I'm
heard
asking
that
the
before.
players who've been in this campaign longer than me and might have.
Nolan
'Cause
knows.
apparently you found the frost shard that came from here.
Ja,
and
maar dat is een
exchanged
throwback
it
van
for
heel lang geleden.
and exchanged it
Yeah.
for an egg that hatched into Calendula.
Yeah.
Dat hebben we er niet uit voor nodig.
En een shrunken head.
I don't think we have heard the name of it before. Well, has this battle been frozen in time, away from everything?
But not.
How can a battle this large have not been ended? The bigger the battle, the sooner it's over.
Do we see people die? Or are they
Yes.
fighting?
No, explosions are
Yeah.
happening. Artillery shells are
they-
bombarding. Legs
mean,
are
where are the-
flying.
When from one side, mechanical beasts keep pouring out of a ship, but where are the
Yes.
others coming from? Are they spawning? Are they walking from doors?
No, they're actually make a perception roll.
Are they screaming for ire?
Some of them. There
You
is
can
a
see two
hodgepodge of
spires
aliens.
and like
Yeah.
in 30-second increments, waves of say minions are spawning, and then you have two heroic figure.
League of Legends, man.
The irony.
Mijn verwijzing was StarCraft. Maar
I am aware.
Yeah.
Robin wasn't.
Me neither. I don't know the
My
game.
reference was Heroes of the Storm, which does feature
Yes.
Protoss.
All right.
Alright, so I need to look something up real quick.
It is a good question because one side seems to be somewhat
So-
infinite, and the other side
Yes.
should have. If this is an infinite battle, then and one of the sides has infinite troops, then the other side should be running out.
And the other
So why are
side
they not
Yeah.
running out?
is from Kirktherian. Kirktherian is providing the soldiers.
Yeah, because I was wondering
I don't know.
whatever is keeping this contained is not perfect, because there was a moment earlier when our radios went haywire way
Yes.
before we were here with similar screams of battle and we need backup, and then our captain freaked out because they were aware of this phenomenon. I'm
I
also not ignoring the fact that we are not the first sacrifices sent here, even though according to everything we heard in the city, nobody had ever gotten this far before. The fact that there are rangers like this, and that they mentioned Kirksarian earlier, and we were not the first. Like, they've had people reach this far before, but somehow managed to keep it from collective
it's-
knowledge of the city
This
and the
might be
rangers.
older. The people that
It's
are
just the mid
probably
grinder where
older
it sends
than
people
ours.
to.
I think it has been long since people reached this place, as far as we have.
Just to be clear, we are on the mountainside of a valley, and the spaceship. Where are we in the spaceship or?
The spaceship is
bad
on the other
no.
side of the valley,
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there are
streaming
robots
into the
pouring-
valley,
Then there are
which has a
robots
lake
pouring
with
out
a
of the
spike
ship.
thing at the center.
Yeah.
And then from our side, we have infinite or potentially
Yeah.
infinite rangers going the other side.
So, also with a 13, Dario, what you see behind you, basically, or I'll say to the east of you, there is. So you have this wall of ice that reaches quite high. Above it stands a mountain. And as you look, you see little lights on that mountain. You see construction on that mountain. You see little things moving here to and fro. And it's almost like this mountain is watching this battle unfold. With that, as you guys are,
Not
yeah,
to invalidate Dario, but can I
Yeah.
also make a perception check?
sure,
No.
you might notice something else.
It is.
It's
I
just a
don't want to
projector.
do this, but like, I will see more.
Oh, this sucks so bad, dude. This is so
Rely on
bad.
talent.
That's a
Like,
one.
it's.
You piece
Yeah.
of shit.
I know, and
Okay.
I feel I don't want to be the guy like, hey, I'm good at perception. Let me perceive
Yes, you
stuff.
do.
So
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah, yeah.
to give Dario his
So,
moment, but I'm like, I would.
I
also
will
want
say
to
this.
Survey the battlefield and
Yeah, you don't notice the fucking mountain for shit. You don't know. You don't get more information about that.
Mhm.
But the more you start observing, the more you realize there is structure here. I mean, there's a lot of shit exploding here, right? And there's some really weird things, and you can tell Oh no, your side is definitely losing. Like, it is, they are coming for him. And the backlines here are falling apart. And what you do encounter a sort of command center of sorts, like there's a few posts, and you see structure, right? But you realize this is haphazard. There are definitely military talents at work, but they were thrown in this like they were not prepared for any sort of attack. You still see this thing that crashed down where these things are pouring from. That is still smoking. Like, this happened hours ago. And this thing is now being attacked. And you do identify a few locations in this valley. And it is, again, this is a massive place. This is like the size, of a mountain valley. This is miles and miles and miles, right? So this is, a very large place, but you do identify certain things here. At that point, the dragons will look. If you are worthy, if you know how to break the mold, then we shall speak again. So, as we commence
Getting out of
this,
stuff is kind of my specialty.
the two dragons will fly away.
That would have been super helpful to have two dragons on our side. So that's
Yes, but they will indeed stand aside.
There goes my new mount. Damn.
I
Yep.
was like, I have a plan. It relies heavily on having two ancient dragons. Ah, damn.
Yep. Could have tamed that Remoraz, perhaps. But yeah.
Does our side have equipment? Like, is
Well,
us showing up with two cars with guns a big factor, or do we have equipment?
I will say, alongside, you see a lot of these cars. You see like most of the mobile vehicles. Like, you see the shooting happening, and just you see one of these golems just run through the fucking a blockade that they've made, and just this this laser weapon just mowing down, ripping apart one of these cars like they're made of butter. Like, it is not a close fight. Do you see? Because remind me, you as a player, have you actually seen the races of the four? Like, what they look like, apart from the Nolan one, right? The Trahas one.
The one
Oh, yeah.
that I was with the underwater people, we've
Yeah.
seen in a dream in the city when we did the ceremony on the
Yeah.
markets.
Well, you see one of those. They are floating above the, like, this giant, and now you realize the scale, right? This is the size of a whale. Like, this is a massive thing. And just you see this magic, this water coming from the ice and freezing and spiking one of these mechanical things. And then two little blinks of light flying from one of the other mechs and just splattering this Brennar apart. The hordes of Trahas are like galloping these insectoid centaur-like creatures charging. You see these blades made of their own blood reaching forward, this ancient magic being used. And then just a flash of light and they are gone. A crater in the ground.
So it's robots from the spaceship fighting against rangers from all different ages and stages of technology, and the four
Yes.
ancient
Have we seen
races.
before how the swarm looks like, or what it looks like?
The swarm are demons. Amalgams. They sometimes
seen
look like
before.
other things, but you don't really Hmm.
Because we've seen a swarm fighting when we entered the book and exited. That was
Yes.
something different.
Yeah. These don't look to be present. Like those demons that you saw in Severnus the first time don't seem to be present.
Does this battle seem more ancient or less ancient than the battle with the swarm in the city?
I'll give you
there's
a history roll for that. All the things Nolan is required for is kind of funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got no fucking clue. You see,
I don't know.
actually,
Nolan knows these things.
you see, I will say, some very similar soldiers than what you saw there. Quite a few. That's really, yeah. No, that's all I'm gonna give you.
It's fair.
Like the mechanical creatures are definitely trying to reach the center,
Yes.
and the other side is trying to keep them away. It's not like they're meeting and both trying to get to the center. No, the other side is focused on keeping them away. They
Yeah.
theoretically, at least, they have control of the center, and they could reach the
Yeah. It's
structure that is. in
it's
the middle
very
of the
much
lake, but they're not
that
going
they
there.
are still pushing up. Like the battle being as haphazard as it was, they're still trying to secure that ridge. Like
Yeah.
they aren't reaching it themselves because they're like basically pushing, yeah, together towards it because this was not a thing that was defensible, right? They're trying. So like this is again with, I mean, Gord you have military background, right? So what you are seeing, apart from technology and magic, this battle cannot have started more than 2 hours ago. Like, this is everybody, like, a command post has just been set up. Like, everybody's still, like, waking up, basically, and going, like, what the fuck? There's communication issues. There's a lot of people moving to and fro and yelling at each other, and there's no coherency whatsoever here.
How far are we from what looks to be the command post of the non-robot side?
15 miles.
Okay, so yeah, because this is a massive, and we've spawned at the edge.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I'm giving you this because you all rolled stupidly on the fucking perception, right? So
Yeah,
like
And
so
we're
this
still-
is like a heroic entrance.
yeah,
We're still surrounded in ice and snow, and it's all the
Yeah.
same terrain. That's the
yeah. But you are basically, I will say, you've entered this ice wall and come out the door, and you're about halfway up in elevation, so you see the whole valley before you. Right, going down, you would lose this vantage point. Could probably still see the spire in the middle. I can show you a visual. I'm not too happy with how it turned out. So it isn't 100% exact with what I had in mind. But I will give you guys this. There we go. I don't know if that works.
Okay,
Ah,
that's cool.
Because I
And the
wanted
mountain in
this
the back. Yeah.
in the mountain in the back. I wanted this to be bigger. The scale of this is much larger than what it was, right?
yeah.
But this is your vantage point. You're looking up. There's the mountain, and at the other end there would be a crashed
A
ship.
crashed spaceship.
Yeah, I didn't, but I really couldn't get this
So-
thing to work.
We either assassinate the command posts of the, let's say, human side, and that means the robots win and the conflict ends. We do some kind of surgical strike where we go into the spaceship
Hey!
and
Hello.
disable whatever is producing an endless army, and then
Or-
presumably the human side wins, or we go to the center and figure out what that is and why everybody's fighting over it,
Exactly.
and maybe end the conflict that way.
Well,
Because
indeed.
with all that's going on, I don't think just joining the fight in a regular way on one side is going to
No.
move the needle in either
the
way.
the battle has been raging for so long. It needs
Well,
a
it's been
solution.
raging for a few hours
Yes,
in this specific space.
in this context.
If you look from the outside, it's probably been raging for centuries or millennia, or
Yes.
maybe even the dawn of time.
So I think I don't know anything from about battles, but I think there has to be some sort of other solution. Stop reading your mic, Balzac. Thank you. There has to be some other solution than just joining the fray.
Die jongen zo zijn best doen om nog op tijd te komen en dan
I
zo
know.
naar
I
binnen komen.
think he ran. Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah, hello. You've missed a few things.
I'm about, apparently.
Het is stream
Our
gevolgd,
souls have
nee.
been sacrificed, and we've been drafted into some kind of conflict over
Yes.
presumably the item we've been looking for.
The ice dragons dragged us to behind an ice wall, and on
Yes.
this ice wall we can see the 4 gods fighting against, well, mechanical droids from a spaceship.
Yes, there is a crashed spaceship sending out endless waves of robots, and they're being fought by rangers with outfits and armors from like various centuries, alongside the 4 primal elder gods.
Yeah.
You know, Zine, Trajas, Brenner, Joe.
Yo,
The works.
You know well.
it is our
Who
task.
are both very strong and also getting absolutely obliterated by the robots.
It is our task to find a
Who's fighting
solution.
We've been
who?
told
Everyone
to
is
end
fighting
the
the robots,
conflict.
or
Yes,
The
everybody's
robots are
fighting
trying to
the
reach the center thing, and then the other side is fighting the robots, trying to prevent the robots from reaching the center thing.
those robots that we powered up, one of them.
No.
No, no.
No, it's a new kind of alien.
No. There is
Just-
there is a
it's alien
crashed
spaceship.
spaceship, and daar komen robots uit.
But all of this isn't probably real, but a test put upon us, and we have to resolve the conflict. That's our
Yes.
mission.
And we were told there is no good or evil, or we weren't specifically
We don't
told
know,
help
yeah.
this side win or help this side win. It was just solve the conflict.
Resolve the
Go
conflict.
to the
yeah.
center and destroy
Alright.
whatever
I'd
the fuck
say
they built
either
on.
kill the gods or either go to the center and figure out what that is.
Let's go to the center.
I would also
Okay.
go to the
I
center.
also
to
would
the-
like a long rest somewhere, because I'm fucking...
But the battle that I
This
don't-
battle is
mm.
hours old, and the side that
So-
is not robots is losing.
What are you guys going to do? We're going to sleep.
It's
Ah,
resolving
Okay,
the-
so we did
No.
nothing,
Nou, goeie
and
soldaat,
the battle is
slaap
over.
meneer.
So problem solved.
I don't know if this conflict has been going on for the ages.
It hasn't
Maybe
been
it
gone.
doesn't matter how
It
long
hasn't
we
been
take.
going on for ages.
Yeah, but-
from the
yeah,
perspective
there's
Yeah,
a
but
of
difference.
being
obviously
here.
it, you know.
Like
once
this
you
battle
enter-
started hours ago,
Yeah, once
and
you
at
enter
this
this
rate,
realm,
like
Yeah, but it
can
might be a loop, or it might be. It's
That
just
is
a
also true.
Groundhog Day situation. Have you
Yeah,
guys
there's
seen
a
time
how to
difference.
play?
oh, there's a time difference that whatever happens
would I
here
be correct in
takes
assuming
so long.
Sorry.
It's viewed from outside.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's some timey-wimey time
Yes.
works differently
just
in
go to
here
the
going
center.
on. But like, would it be correct to assume that if the battle keeps going at this rate, that the robots are winning, or the robots are going to win because
Yes.
their side
Yeah,
is
they will.
replenishing and the other side is not? Yeah.
Yes.
They are shredding.
So this battle cannot, in this fashion, have been going on for days because the robots would have won.
Yeah.
The way this is going. Okay. So either it resets, like what Gord said,
Okay.
or it has, from their perspective, just barely begun.
All right. So
But
I don't
could
know
we
a lot
take
about
a short
battles,
rest
but
because I'm half HP, lower.
That's
even.
an hour.
That's an hour. Yeah. I think we can.
Well, if we can strategize during
During that hour, that would help. But it might, like, if we want to reach the center,
Zijn die rangers bij ons ook van...
Yeah.
Ja, die zijn ook gewoon bij ons.
in an hour, the robots are going to be closer to the center than they are now. And it might be more difficult for us to reach the center. That is assuming, of course, that only the robots will fight us and the other side is just going to ignore us and or help us. But we look similar enough to their side that we could assume that they'll consider us allies. I'm hoping.
I think
we have cars,
when
they have
you
cars.
move towards the robots, they won't fire.
None of us look like robots right now.
Yeah.
No. Some people
well,
look like. Well, we have a short guy and then a guy with weird ears, but you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
in
does not
battle
look
is
like
more-
Sonic, it could be worse in D&D.
Yeah. If we had a Warforged, this could be a different conversation.
Yeah. Character ideas for the next time.
Could we go for a short rest if everyone agrees?
I'm
this
hesitant to
is
do
war.
it, but if you need it, then
Well, yeah,
we should do it. I
mainly
suppose.
I need it. The rest is somewhat okay, I think.
I want to check your health, but I don't want to remove the image because I'm worried I won't find it again.
44 HP of 92.
It's in the journal entries, I think, yeah. Player handouts.
Journal entries. So we're taking a short rest because I'm not hearing any opinions.
I don't know. I think that's a bad
I would
idea in a
prefer a
battle that's
long rest.
raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can I make a military insight? to
Sure.
See if we have some hours or this gonna take days or
Sure. Make I'll say investigation. With advantage. I'll give you advantage because you're military.
ooh,
Okay.
second 20.
Gord sees half of the battlefield explode. Okay, so when that happens with your army, tactically, it's bad.
So what you see is this battle, as said, hasn't been going on this long. You still a situation has changed recently, and you see that there are coordinated parts of this battle, but you see issues with different groups. You see that everybody's fighting on their own. Information is not being shared. And again, like, that's your second 20, by the way. Stop doing that.
It is.
You realize that this battle is about to collapse. Like, the overwhelming firepower, you just see one of the flanks disappear. If you stay here for an hour, you genuinely don't know what side of the line you're going to be on. These machines are just plowing through, mowing down, and even the coordinated people, that you see magic being used by very powerful creatures, and they are being decimated. This is not going to go well. This battle is not going to last another 2 hours.
Okay, so time is of the essence, and we shouldn't take a short rest. Okay, I'll relay that to the party.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and, through all the chaos of the battle, look for somewhat of a clear way or safest way to the center. I know it's hard because the battle will probably be moving.
Yeah. Survival.
Are there, by the way, things in the air? Can the mechanics, the robots, do they have wings? Or are they
I will
going on
say
ground forces?
there are flying things on your side. You see these large whale-like, well, mermaid-like Brennar that are floating about. You see some magic users are floating about as well. You see wizards, you see mages, you see all kinds of strange markings on them. Some of them are not even from a race you recognize. And at the other end, mostly everything is on the ground. But you do see these machines sometimes leap or, use, I'll just say, thrusters to like position themselves sometimes. Most of the time, though, the things are flying. They're just getting mowed out of the air rather quickly. 7 survival. You think you see a path?
The lake was not entirely frozen over.
No, there are.
Correct? So there are
yeah,
floating
sh-
pieces of ice, but we can't drive over the lake
No.
to the center. That would not be an option.
No.
Okay.
There's also constantly fire, like because you see things trying to cross to the center and just getting blown out of the water.
Yeah.
And we
It
just
doesn't seem like anyone is in
teleport.
command, right?
There's
No.
a command post.
There is a command. There is like I because that's another fucking natural 20 or 22 perception, because they've been rolling real well. There is like a central point where people are trying to gather, and like you see there is some modicum control there.
So we
Okay, to the
could
command post, I'd say.
try go there and tell them like, listen up. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna cover us, and we're gonna get to the center, and then we end this.
Yeah, and find
And
out
then
as
hope
much as
they
we
go
can
along with
about
it.
the enemy and their weaknesses.
But as
We
quickly
can
as
also-
possible because this battle is going bad fast.
Yes, but
Yes.
apparently there is a lot of chaos and they are not coordinated, so we can also instruct them to coordinate. No,
This is
The battle this
different
scale is
units from different periods of time.
this is a
but there
So
must be
getting them to coordinate is extremely
they're
difficult.
they're
but
all wizards. They can communicate psychically
Yeah, but-
like you do.
it's a
If we
battle
can
on a
figure
scale
it
of
out
50
in time,
miles.
then that would help us. Yes, but I don't think we can get them to coordinate before they've all been wiped out.
All right. So
Well,
are you guys moving towards a command post?
I think our best bet would be to go to the
Yes.
command post and gather up as much.
We don't
Of the
know who's
forces as we
friendly, I
can,
would
and-
just go to the center. And...
yeah, but the command post, is it on the way to the center or is
Yes.
it out of the way? So I would pass that anyway.
All right.
If we can get them on our side, great. If not, they're too busy not dying or dying
I just
versus
want-
robots to start hunting us, I'm assuming.
I just want to hop in, ask them about the enemy. Maybe they have some information we don't know, and move.
Are
further.
these robots similar to the ones that we saw digging in the ravine earlier? The ones that fixed up our car?
No, they were a mix of a lot of things, and they seemed like to be hodgepodge together with a lot of parts. These are all very uniform and structured, let's say.
Constructs. We haven't
Yeah.
seen these constructs before.
Uh,
We've seen constructs in the Temple of Helios. I'm assuming they're
Yeah.
nothing like that. And I'm assuming they're
Uh,
also not like the construct that we built. The one that teleported us to the ice plains.
no, definitely not similar to that one. But I will say, roll. I would say roll Arcana on that.
Why am I rolling Arcana?
I don't know. Nolan hasn't been here for the most of the session, so yeah, sure, why not?
Of course. Yeah, obviously.
They don't look that different from the Helios bots. They look very similar, but they look less sophisticated. They look older in design.
Older and less advanced than the Helios bots.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
But quite effective still.
similar, but from a different time. Yeah, because the Helios bots were like, with a 35 perception, you barely saw them do something that maybe looked like they moved, and then they were dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
they were-
if
they were
if
very
these
strong.
would if an army of Helios bots would have been here,
the fight
it's
would have been done.
yeah. They were frightening.
Okay, I instruct driver or the captain, like,
Yeah,
there's a command
our
post. Let's go.
are
Yeah.
our guys like okay? Because they just saw dragons and then they saw Cruxarian be confirmed.
Yeah,
as,
no,
like,
they're
an
not
evil
okay.
wizard, and now
They-
this.
They are in, they're gonna have some PTSD if they live. They're just in, like, shell shock mode.
Let's focus on this and then deal with
Yeah.
my reality shattering
Yeah.
when it is appropriate. Okay.
And also for expediency's sake, because if I'm gonna have to monologue all of those, then we'll be here till next week. But you
We do not have
definitely
time
get
for them to give therapy sessions.
exactly. They're falling apart. Clearly, they're seeing, like, probably people they even recognize, like that are here. Yeah, this is not good. Okay. So, you make it to. Well, you try to make it to the command post.
Yes.
Before that happens, I just need to do a little thing here. There we go. Can I do this? Yeah. And can I roll this? No. So I'm gonna have to put that on a thing. Sorry, I didn't quite prepare this. So I'm just going to do a thing.
Do the thing.
I will do a thing. Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. As you descend the cliff in these cars, rolling down, there is a development. You lower a little bit, and you hear sirens going off on some of the vehicles and from different, like, a cacophony, and you very clearly hear someone yell, "Incoming!" As from the other end of the lake, you hear these, well, you see, because you don't hear them yet, these flashes of light as they arc over and overshoot the command post right into your area. And
Could I try to change the trajectory with magic missile?
well, I'll put it this way. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws, please.
I love those.
I'm
Me
good
too.
at
Oh, dear.
that.
Okay.
I will do this individually for you guys.
Allemaal plus 3 die dat... bij
Maar
mij
jongen, is
doet.
het met die 20 bij sommigen?
Ja,
Jezus.
Ja, behalve dat ik tegen
Ik
draken
ben er al
moet
naar
laten zijn.
ik ben er al naar 5 aan het rollen. Nou,
Plus
ja,
3 als je mij
gebruiken,
dan
hè?
uitvult.
Had ik een plus 3 dan?
ik denk dat 22 goed genoeg is.
Zitten we nog in de auto, begot?
Ik denk,
Ja, zit er nog inderdaad. Ja,
Yeah, but this is an effect.
Jawel.
ja het
Hey,
maakt niet
it's
uit,
what
hè,
matter.
maar... Ja, we zijn met auto's aan het rijden.
It's
Heb
just
ik
for
een plus
half
3
damage.
van dingen of niet? Want het gaat
met
uitmaken.
nu de
voor mij.
map staat, zit er Nolan en Boris bij mij. En Kastjes en Dario. in de
Ja, dan
auto.
zit ik bij Dario in de auto. Ja.
Zo staat het
Ja.
nu op de map.
Ja, jij zit
Oké.
bij mij.
Boris heeft ook
So-
prima gepakt.
So
Heb
it's
ik
only a
ergens een plus
16.
3 dat kan... Is er ergens een plus 3 dat ik kan opscharen?
Nee.
Nee, hè?
No.
Ja.
So,
Wat?
Wat?
20 D6.
Wat?
Meteor Swarm.
okay.
Wat?
As the cars are destroyed around you, the explosions jostling you, ripping you around, pieces of metal flying through you. You are all scattered to the winds and take 138 damage, or half if you saved the 16 dexterity.
Ik pak
I
half
am,
met evasion, maar het maakt niet uit, want ik ben altijd down.
I do
Okay.
Ik
wanna
had
know what
0
happens
gepakt dat
now.
ik hem haalde.
I am insta-dead.
No, but
Okay.
I think we all die, but I wonder what
I am
happened.
dead. Oh, I am at 0 hit points.
You're 0 hit points.
Wat dat Johan zegt, ik geef het gewoon op. Of...
Is it Groundhog Day?
I think we just
I'm
respawn.
assuming...
I think we respawn at this
Ik
center,
denk
bro.
dat ook heel hard met Johan zijn setup had gefuckt, had ik mijn save wel gehaald, want evasion wil zeggen dat 0 damage pak.
Yeah, I know.
En dan
Don't
had
worry.
hij died.
Anyway, I'm down. I think everyone
Okay.
is down.
I'm at 0.
Okay.
Down or dead? I am dead.
Wacht, nee. Hoeveel is 138 gedeeld door 2? 69.
Yeah.
Ja.
Ik heb 1 hitpoint te weinig.
I'm not dead, I'm down.
Ik heb 68 AP. Dus dat...
Oké.
Nee, sorry, 2 had ik. Maar ja,
So,
ik ben...
who's still up? Is anyone still up? No.
No. I think we are
Okay.
definitely a 0 and some of us are immediately overkilled and dead.
So, those of you who are still throwing your death saving throws. Ja, Meteor Swarm. Ik heb wel heel goed gerold ook op, dat is wel tof.
Do I apply damage for friends?
Nah, don't worry about it. So, you are lying, you're scattered around, the cars exploded, you know, a terrifying moment, Gord, where you see Calendula just dead beside you. You're still trying to cling to life when you hear this massive mech standing before you. And those of you still throwing death saves, roll perception with disadvantage.
I have a small question.
Yeah.
Because the last time Nolan dropped to 0 hit points, he got like a big buff and stuff. Does that happen
Yeah.
to anyone else?
No, because the conditions are
No,
different
'cause
for
the triggers were
everyone.
different. Okay.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if it happened to Nolan now, by the way. Just
Yeah.
perception at disadvantage. I still see everything.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Cassius and Dario. Okay. You see these emblems on these machines you hadn't seen before. And they read in, well, not quite in common, but something you might remember. It reads logic. The word logic. And Cassius, a little bit more, you hear this warbling between these machines as you see them walk over to one of your friends, and this beam that just disintegrates their corpses and removes them as they suddenly take damage and turn around. You hear another explosion. The battle is still very much going on. You hear this warbling and say, and maybe you guys have been laying there for a while as dazed and confused, trying to stay alive before you were called. But yeah, something familiar about these machines. Then a flash as something happens at the center. You just manage to turn as something emerges from the very center of that lake before you are snuffed out. You all hear a voice. A chorus of 1,000 voices speaking the same words. You have come here to save what cannot be done. There's a little bit of static as well. I don't know who's making
Yeah,
that.
it's also something.
I think it's Nolan's microphone.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
because it was really I couldn't concentrate. So I don't want this to happen. I don't want you all to die. But we have to try. We have to fix what I broke. We have to fix what... I'm so sorry. But try anyway. We'll find a way. We've all the time in the world. And I'll find more friends. I'll find more people. Maybe we can change the thing that's already happened. You all complete a long rest and are standing at the edge of the cliff. 2 ancient white dragons standing beside you.
Okay.
We are groundhogging.
Well, then.
And you are
What
standing
movies?
on this cliff,
Really?
and well, that's great if this is a new concept for you, because it's been done in sci-fi a lot of times and it's one of my favorite.
Ah, ja, inderdaad.
You see a battle? No. You see a valley. And a lot of people standing around confused. Many walks of life, many species that are looking around. Some taking up arms against each other in a standoff. And then, from the edge of the valley, you look up to see a flash of light. A massive portal open, screaming through time and space. And a strange cylindrical object falling to the ground and crashing into the valley. Now I need all of you to, let's say, roll a d100 for me.
Ooh, all of us.
I don't get to roll those many very often.
94, ik weet niet wat goed is. Wat? 000?
100.
It's
Wie heeft er 100? 100
Cassius,
good.
okay.
100? That must
Yeah.
be very good or very
That's
bad.
either very good or very bad.
Okay.
That's cool. I don't
Holy
think I've
shit.
ever rolled 100 on a D100.
Yeah. Okay.
But then again, I don't roll D100s very often, so that makes sense.
Always the cans.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
literally 50%. Either it happens or it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know who Ranger Basilisk is, who rolled twice.
Apparently, I am the Ranger Basilisk.
Okay. And also Ranger Basilisk. Okay, so
That's why I didn't find my name.
That means the spaceship crashes on my head and I'm immediately dead.
I don't. Yeah, okay. I need to.
I didn't foresee this happening.
I didn't foresee this. Who was Kalindla? I'm guessing that was Gord, right?
Ah, dat ben ik, ja. Ik
Ja,
heb
oké.
blijkbaar veel keer geselecteerd.
Okay.
94 is also still very high.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
We
man.
don't know if that's good or bad.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fuck it. That's
Cassius.
Yes. I'm excited either way.
There is a brief moment where you shake your head and something comes to you. You feel for your arm. Oh, it's still there. Or was it your head? Everything? You're back. Oh, you were so close. This is not the first time. It's not the second, nor the 5th or the 10th. You have been here quite some time. And I will allow you to retain some of those memories as hints that I can give you for this next run. And I will say, you get with 100, you get 5 of those. You get 5 memories. Gord, you get 2.
Can I just point out? Cassius woke up on an island filled with corpses. He didn't know what happened. I'm pointing to the screenshot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I woke up an island full of corpses knowing exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was awake
Yeah.
during the trip to the island of corpses and stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
told you about it. Huh?
Yeah, you told us
but
about
yes,
the corpses.
but
but
I do have a question, because the DM
Yeah.
said this is not the first time, nor the second or the 10th.
Yeah.
Does that imply that the last one that we actually experienced was also not... Was that the first one or the 10th one and we just don't remember? Or I don't know.
I will say the one that just happened,
The one that you
the one that
told
we
and then it was
that was the
exploded, yeah.
first one. That was the
Yes,
first one, because
that
you
makes sense, 'cause
remember
we arrived in the
entering.
middle of the... Yeah,
Yes,
we
exactly.
entered in the middle, and every subsequent one has started the way this one started, with
Yeah.
the valley and then the crash. And
Yes. So
Okay.
this means
Wait, does
Cassius-
that mean...
yeah.
No, you were going to say it,
Yeah.
I think, that only me and Gord actually remember the previous ones, or some
Yeah,
even from the
some.
previous ones, and everyone else...
So- Yeah.
has
So
nothing.
Gord, same thing to you. You remember. You've done this before. And you don't know how many times, but you remember certain things that happen. So you as well get memories that you can ask me to change something. So what does this mean? This is basically the same mechanic as the heist. You get
Yeah.
rollback if something really bad happens.
Yeah, I step on a landmine. Would I remember that there is a landmine there and not step on it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, because these memories have not yet been filled in, so to speak, I can't say I info dump everything I remember to Nolan, hoping that his brain can somehow manage to retain.
Yeah.
No, that's
But
not
they
the way
nope.
this mechanic works. 'Cause
Nope.
no.
It's only if something happens, you get to.
I can say, like, would I know this? And then, yeah.
Yeah. Or, the
Or we
meteor
could just do
swarm
the
is
whole,
happening.
This happens, and Cassius goes, fuck, I have to try again. And then the next time. Yeah.
Yeah, you get rolled back. So
Oh my god, that is...
so yeah, the two.
This is not Groundhog Day. This is
No.
Live, Die, Repeat, or the way it's called. Like, the Live, Die, Repeat is the slogan, but the name of the movie is
Edge of Tomorrow.
Send it.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. There's also a Stargate
On
episode,
purpose.
and there's some
Yes, I've seen that one.
some Star Trek episodes. Yeah, it's
there's
been
one
done,
on the
guys.
train,
This
movie
is
on-
why I love this
There's a movie on
trope.
the train as well.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
My brain broke when you said
so
you
does-
remember that this is
does
not the
that
first
mean-
time, but it's not
Yeah.
the second time, and not the 10th.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
that
yeah.
mean we can throw out our spells like crazy and respawn anyway?
Yes, until something breaks the
So
loop.
this is the campaign for the next year. If you guys don't figure it out.
It also means we can't
Och
level up.
alltså, dat is wel makkelijk qua prep, hè?
Yeah, this is why. No, actually,
Okay,
it
fine,
gets
I rolled
it
this
gets
fucker.
increasingly more complex. It's a really bad
Okay,
idea. This is for a dungeon
Here's what
master.
I'm
It's a
gonna do.
very bad idea.
The first thing we do is power level to 20. So let's inventory all the guys and see how much XP they're worth, and then
Yeah,
power
you're
level
all
and
you've
then-
you no. Imagine like suddenly you're level 20. It's like how did this
It's
happen?
like
Oh
we
well.
entered. It's like we
There's
entered
like a
that room
tiny
of Dragon Ball
2-second
Z.
window as you
Yeah.
spawn where you can snipe the dragon, and it'll get you a bunch of XP right off the bat.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
guys,
so-
this is gonna be weird, but I'm going to be jumping up and down 20 times, and then just shoot to the fucking sky.
Gort, don't take this personally. It's just you're worth the most XP.
We're grinding. We're grinding, guys. We're grinding.
Hurts me more than it hurts you.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
How
So-
did this work?
What are you guys doing? I will say, as a mechanic,
because I don't.
yeah, so as a mechanic, if you guys don't figure it out the first time around, this is gonna be fucking brutal because I'm gonna be throwing out shit like Meteor Swarm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is less of a combat
don't-
thing, right? It's less combat. It's more Among Us kind of. You just get taken out, right? I can just kill you guys willy nilly, and then you're out for the cycle. And there's things that your characters are able to do. All of your character shit is there. All your backstory, all the things. Use them well, because this is more narrative than combat. And every time we roll the 100 and we see if people hit the 90s, that they get a memory.
I have two questions. One
Yes.
being, barring the 5 times that I say I have a memory, I don't know anything. I don't
No.
know there's a horde of robots that's gonna come out and fight. I don't know there are Brennard creatures, or maybe I do because I've just seen them, but I don't know that there's gonna be an airstrike in, say, give or take 2 hours that's going to
You
obliterate
know what
most
you
of the
know
kids.
in the first round. You saw what you saw. You still have those memories. Because for basically anyone else, you guys just, stepped in again. Like, you guys reset. You know you reset.
As a well-built
Once.
Murray. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything about the first reset, I remember, and then I have
Yeah.
5 extra memories from previous loops that
From
did not
however
happen
long.
physically
Yeah.
in this game. So
Yeah.
okay, I see. Oh, yeah, okay. So I know a conflict is about to break out and
Yeah.
airstrike happening in 2 hours. Okay, and then
Aha.
if I don't use
ahead.
the 5 memories this loop, do I have them the next loop, or do I re-roll the D100 and then?
I will
decide just to
say
have
they
them?
don't reset. You have them banked. Because there is a very good possibility you guys don't get any. So,
Yes, unless you're stupid enough to roll a D100.
Yeah.
And get 100. Yeah.
exactly. Which is definitely going to happen now. But
How
that's fine.
long?
I've
Do
already
we
done
keep
that.
travel?
We
or what?
suicide constantly and we just stack up.
And we just
memories.
stack up memories. I mean, that is essentially how
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow happens.
Yeah.
Like,
So, Boris, what you say?
What is the distance to the lake we need to travel?
About 50 miles.
No,
15 or 50?
50, 50.
5
Because the outpost is 15 miles.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
64,
if we just book
That's
it,
like
we
a
die
kilometer.
before we get there.
60 feet won't do much then.
50 kilometers.
We have cars that currently still drive.
Ja, maar door een battlefield is dat nog 2 uur rijden.
But it's not a battlefield yet, right now, at this very
Yeah.
moment.
The spaceship crashed
There is
just
a
now.
smoldering spaceship on the ground,
Yeah.
but no battle has broken. Well, there might be minor battles between rangers and gods and
So we just start
Rival
racing
Get in the
for
car.
water? Yeah.
Get in the car and go for the center, please.
I think our first bet should be to just book it and see how far we
Yeah.
get
Agree.
if we do that. And in the meantime, try and see and memorize as much information as possible about this is when that happens, this is when the enemies or when the robots show up, this is what they can do, and then at 2 minutes and 15 seconds, they launch their first guy who leaps over and then launches rockets over there. And if we go left to dodge that rocket, we'll run right into the laser from the other side. So we should not do that. I love this,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, and it is
This
as
is-
complex as you can make it, and
We are
I'll be-
essentially doing a competitive speed run of this specific scenario. We're going, oh, this is.
yeah.
We have 2 frames here where we need to do this, otherwise we
And
explode.
the whole memory thing basically means, like, in between resets, you guys had more resets, right?
Yeah.
So
We're gonna remember everything that we, the players, physically remember occurring and can play around that. And then
Yeah.
sometimes we get bonus memories from extra resets.
yes,
Something to also keep in mind is that time is moving outside of this at some pace. We don't know exactly which pace, but time is moving because there are people here from different moments in time.
maybe you can
So
find
the
out
oldest
exactly
ones
how that
got here
works.
first, and then others came in. So like time could be moving in here, so there is an incentive to not just go, hey, let's just. I want to learn how to cast Fireball. Nolan can spend 1,000 loops teaching me how to do that, and then I'll hopefully remember it when this is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
So we just book it like full speed before the meteor swarm starts to fall.
Try and see. The
Yeah.
meteor swarm is 2 hours, unless it happens before the 2-hour mark, before we showed up the last time.
Yeah.
Although, I don't think that was the last time.
I don't
Yes, it
remember,
says
so I don't
wondering-
think this is a good idea. But
Yeah,
You remember
that.
everything you were
Yeah.
physically there for.
Yeah.
You remember the last loop. You just don't
Yeah.
remember there were other loops in between.
We just
Yeah.
did bonus.
You just died, and then we're standing on top of the hill again.
So, okay, everyone agrees?
We are still in the information gathering phase, so let's just book it, see how far we get, and what happens along the way, and
And remember
how far
currently-
we survive, how long we survive.
Yes.
I will say, out of game, I doubt it's going to be that easy to just. We ignore everything and we
Let's
run
find
straight
out.
for the thing, DM. I'm going to assume something happens along the way.
Yeah, let's find
Yeah.
out.
While we're booking it, I feel like some of us should be looking out, maybe me and Dario, and the others
course.
should be trying to come up with
So-
ideas of how we're going to get across the lake of semi-frozen but not frozen solid ice, because we don't currently have a plan to
Yeah.
cross that, I think.
I can.
And that is like how big is the distance of the lake that we need to cross? Is that also several miles, or is that
Yes.
Right,
So
we need
so command post is 15 miles. Let's write that down for ourselves here. The lake from starting point, from the edge, right? Because you are on the edge. Let's call it the south, the very south edge, right? To make things easy. The lake is 15 miles. And then that is the edge, let's say the edge of the lake, right? And then it is another 5 miles of ice. To get to the center islands. Okay, so you guys are booking it. Who's taking control over the rolls here? I will require survival for trying to navigate this place.
That's not my straight point. At all.
I can
Looking
try
at
and try.
Dario
but,
and Boris.
I assume that I'm doing this with instructions
plus
from
5.
everybody, so I can
Yeah,
try.
this is just narratively. I need a roll,
Yeah.
and I need someone to roll horribly on it.
Survival?
Yep.
I can roll horribly. I've done it before this session.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I want to try, while we're doing this, focus on seeing as much things that might be relevant as possible and just
Okay.
straight up info dumping them into Nolan and hoping, because Nolan is the smartest party member and he is canonically the best at remembering, so I am just
Yeah.
dumping all the information into Nolan and hoping
Sure
that
thing.
he can recall it in future loops.
So yeah, I will say give me perception. A regular roll. Is there anything else everyone else wants to do while you are going into the first leg of this?
I'm gonna add one of
Survive,
my
not
psionic
die.
dice to that as well, by the way.
Ik heb een 27, ik wil meer.
Oh yes, I want to roll my.
And a 1.
My resources will be resetting.
Yeah, you do get new portents, Noah.
28.
Okay. This is...
Those are good
And
portents.
that's a... The Basilisk has a 19. That's
Although
good.
The basilisk rolled them.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Een 17 en een 2 zijn good portents. Well, technically kunnen wij... In theorie kunnen we ook
No, I'm
zeggen...
not going to roll.
Wij
it
gaan
again.
loopen tot als Nolan een 21 has
Nope.
portent.
Like
DM
those two.
DM question.
Yes.
Technically, we finished a long rest, but I don't think I can change my spells because it's not like
No.
you went to sleep and you're gonna prepare. Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's an interesting limitation then.
Yeah.
That you are stuck with the spells.
You're
it's
getting
pretty cool.
reset to who you were when you came in,
Yeah.
basically.
I agree.
But not the
Just-
same HP.
Does that theoretically
No,
mean
because if you want the same HP, I can make it. You can just respawn with
No,
on
no.
0 hit points.
that the way we did?
Yeah. First roll death saves. Nope, nobody made it. Okay, next.
So
Men
does that mean if we level up, we'll
24 HP.
Yeah, true.
Het is...
No.
Nee, dan, hè.
Yeah. So resources and all that, but no changes to
How
spells.
cool. Gord starts every loop with like, oh crap, I'm kind of hurting here, and then
Yeah, like
Gord
oh,
starts
that's
every
that's
time.
how the Stargate episode was,
That's
right?
how the Stargate loop.
Yeah,
They ask
'cause-
me a question and I don't know the answer. I'm sure that's very annoying. And his loop starts with a door smashing, and you say, "Yes."
yeah. Every time.
I find it very funny.
I will throw out some socks. I have some clean, some dirty red socks, and I will throw them out. And then I will want to see if we respawn, if I still have those socks or not.
Okay,
Understand the loop.
great. You want to use a memory on that? No. Okay. So
No,
write that down.
so-
Gord has 2, Cassius has 5.
I'm taking the wheel, right? I'm going.
Yeah,
to
you're
cast
navigating, yeah.
guidance- I'm going
Okay.
to cast guidance on myself.
Okay. All right. So you drive down from the edge, and you again see a lot of confusion. This is just started, and so I will say, Cassius, what you see as you drive this first leg, is there are an enormous amount of soldiers. And because Nolan is now here, Nolan, I will say I'll allow you a history roll. You see in the same outfits as the Rangers, but again from different times. And Nolan, you realize you see soldiers as well from the time of Ante. You see these same soldiers that were there at the Greth prison that were fighting. You see the outfit, the uniform that Seth was wearing. And you see it represented quite well amongst the soldiers here. And they are communicating with each other. The Rangers that kind of have armor that looks like it, but like much more advanced and older. They're basically, you see them holding up their hands, you see them pointing guns at each other. They're trying to establish what the fuck just happened here. You see a chain of command amongst the Severan soldiers. And then the gunfight begins as these soldiers immediately turn their weapons to the horde of Trahas that was standing there. And the Brennar that is floating now suddenly lifts off and raises their hands. And you see a number of these soldiers just float in the air and get completely compressed by psychic energy.
So they are fighting each other as well.
Because they don't know what the fuck is going on, and they were fighting before. So they start infighting. A lot of explosions already happening. You're now down in the valley. As this happens, you get blocked. Like, they see you coming, and similar vehicles to yours ram and block you in. So, I will say, Dario, it's up to you. Do you try and swerve? Do you stop? Do you try to... What are you trying to do here? Because you're taking the forefront here.
I wanna the ranger jackal. I would say I am going to increase to ramming speed.
Okay. So an athletics roll for the jackal then.
Is dat mijn guidance omdat Dario de bestuurder is of niet?
Yeah, you can use the guidance. Yeah.
I could do it als een D4.
Ja.
D4.
It's not bad. Okay.
But it's 22.
22. So these cars block you in, and yeah. So the basilisk is behind, and you guys see the car in front of you speed up instead of slow down. And as these cars are blocking in, you hear this call, "Halt! Whose detail are you?" And just ram these cars. Go through. They start shooting at you all. So,
Do they share the same radio frequency as we have?
yes, because but the thing is, all the radio frequencies right now is just shouting. It is just people yelling at each other, right? And already, because the battle is starting, you see. So, Nolan, you see Traha's like running at these people. You see Brennard throwing people around. You see roots staking and growing and impaling people. You've never seen active combat with the 4. These soldiers clearly have and are now. You hear explosions and everything. So I will say that yeah, the cars are still. Yeah, the cars are where they are. So the cars are at their health that they are. So write that down. I'm just going to copy paste that because that's going to be important later on. Because I'm not making things easy for myself. Okay, great.
I want to try and yell something through all the yelling.
Okay. Sure thing.
I'll just make a mix of everything I know. Brennarxine, Trajas yo, Ola Sadare, this is Ante. I command you to take the priority targets, fight the robots.
Okay. Make a deception roll.
Oh, I'm very good at that.
Okay, so yeah, make a deception roll with advantage, Nolan. I'm feeling frisky today.
Then I won't use my portent.
Okay.
Let's go for advantage.
You should have.
God,
You
I
should
have
have.
For fuck's sake.
You wanna be sure? Use important.
I'm not wasting an advantage.
Yeah.
True.
Well, so you feel that little bit of rage you had burning well up, and for a moment you feel this connection. And as you speak with authority, you hear Nolan's voice go a little lower and speak with the voice of Anne. And you just go into a coughing fit and lose it. Trying to spit out these words, and you just get drowned out into the cacophony. The machine guns start wailing. I will say, so the irony is, I'm going to let these cars shoot themselves because it's the same armament. So there will be ramming speed used, though. That's great.
Car
Which-
on car violence.
Car on car violence, baby. So I will say 2 shots with the turret, which is a 16, which will miss. The 20 will hit on
Yes.
the jackal there. And 1 shot, and that is 10 damage to the jackal.
Okay.
So that's so it's got 86, right? No, 68. I'm sorry. So that I'll just apply damage there for you. So it's now down to 80, to 58. This is why the state of the vehicles was important, everyone. So yeah, the basilisk will get some fire as well from the other vehicles. There's going to be also 2 turrets there. Oh wait, no, actually that's the other one. It's, yeah, I need basilisk autocannon twice. On that's 2 hits. And that's a lot more damage. Okay. So the basilisk is still up. You guys are riddled with bullets. And this thing still has 3 hit points left.
Okay, wait.
2 more than what we need.
I'm looking at the spell I have right now.
Yeah.
Let's check it. Is this object large?
What object?
The basilisk.
Basilisk is, I would say, huge because it fits you all.
Damn. Okay, then no. Never mind.
Okay.
We are still in our previous car spread with me and Dario in the small one and the rest in the big one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the big one is at 3 hit points now. So it is catching fire and sputtering, but still functional. Actually, I should roll for that. Okay. Actually, no detriments. Shot right through the armor. 2 and a 4.
Nolan's mentally getting a stream of information of Cassius saying that guy's over
Yeah.
there, there's explosions happening over there, that's over there.
Yeah. So I will say, it's because this is in blocks. So the first block you pass is, so that's the, I call them what were, it's not really Severin soldiers. Let's call them colonist soldiers, which are from Ante's time, right? Those are fighting Trahas and Brennar. Then you came across Severin soldiers, Severin rangers, with the cars that shot you, and you broke through them. Okay. Now you're in a bit of a clearing, as you are, I will say, going to have to roll for survival again for the next leg.
Can I do that with guidance again? I don't know what the time
Yeah, sure.
here is. Survival.
Okay, that's not bad. So I will say, in this part, you are driving through, hauling ass. At that point, I will say that the ground is starting to become rough, tangle. The cars are starting to slow down as this place is starting to sprout in unnatural woods, and you realize you are entering a Xene place. And I'm just gonna roll for this because I need to do my own random number generation. Okay. And ironically, it will be Cassius who hears this in his head.
I have definitely not maybe a symbol of Cine on my arm. Starting
Exactly. Exactly. We have done this before. And the cars are just going to get anchored. You don't see figures. You don't see creatures. You are in a little bit of a dip. So away from prying eyes. And these tangles are just locking into the vehicle.
I hear it in my head. Can I do I sense an entity that I can reach out to with telepathy and reply to, or
Yeah.
is this? I'll reply and if you don't help us, we will be doing this many more times.
Yet, to what purpose?
Unless we reach it, we will never know.
The discord, the frightening, the fear, the killing amongst those of our side. What will you do with the time you are given here now?
Learn, adapt, improve, and end this conflict.
Make a persuasion roll.
Not good at those.
Perhaps we use you to feed us. And I will need all of you to make a dex save, please.
There's other stuff than dexterity, and just saying.
I'm sorry, man. This challenge, challenge.
Plus 3 wie dat bij mij
Cancel my
zit.
roll.
Ah, nee.
Oh,
Boris heeft met advantage gerold, ik weet niet waarom.
Ja, per ongeluk, sorry.
okay.
Misklikte.
Good
Yep,
kies was een
I'm dead again.
Okay.
I rolled significantly better than last time.
Yeah.
Het was toch
So,
wij dat moesten rollen en niet de auto's, hè? Of...
yeah, because through the windows, these hundreds and hundreds of spikes are gonna shoot. And they're going to impale you all. Or at least attempt to. So, I will say, actually, rolled quite well, apart from Boris. Let's see here. So that's or half if you succeeded.
Oh, is het een succeed?
I leave.
Right. 16.
Meets it, beats it.
God. This will be fun if I can land this fucking plane, because I'm such an idiot for even attempting this. But there you go. So Boris is still alive. However,
Yep.
the car is dead.
59 is more than 3.
Yes, indeed. And the other, I'm not gonna roll that. For the Jackal, however, he's got 58 hit points.
Oh nee.
So
Wacht, maar dat is niet waar dat ik in zit, hè? Dat is de kleine, hè?
ja, dat is de
waar je-
kleine.
Ja, dat is jij samen
Can I
met...
get my
Yeah.
evasion to the car? Nee, dat is niet... Dat
Nee,
Nope.
I'm driving.
But- It is a Constitution save for the cars because they're not being dexterous, right? Great.
Nah.
So
Dat was hem niet.
through the engine block, both of the cars are destroyed, and you are left here in the middle of nowhere amongst the Azine. Is there any action or thing you guys want to do before we go to the next round?
We're in the middle of the Xene being plant-based
Yes.
creatures that are all around us?
Yeah.
Yes.
They form
Because
hive mind
a hive mind
structures. Yeah.
Xene, which is a god. Correct?
Well, they are a people that became an avatar.
That became a god. And do we know at what stage these ones are currently? It's like there's guards of different stages, robots. Of
Yeah.
different-
I don't.
Like
Yeah.
how
you don't-
close are they to being the single hive mind Xene?
You've got no clue.
Would we know?
If you want to try and connect or do something,
I'll detect thoughts on the closest one and see what I
Okay.
gather. If it melts my brain, it melts my brain. I'll reset.
okay.
And I mean, I'm hoping it will. I'm counting a lot on this whole. You will reset if you.
You know, there might be
I think it's this one.
some
I-
afflictions to
I had
all
a
of this.
I had a detect thoughts somewhere in my
Okay. Yeah, good.
in my
Okay.
thing, but I've had to look, but I found it for the
Okay.
description. But you know, I'm assuming connecting to a potential hive might be a tad bit different than,
So,
especially because it's already marked me, and I'm sure that will not have any detrimental effects whatsoever on me.
this is interesting. So I'm guessing
hate it.
you dive deeper, right?
Straight down, just
Straight down. All right, jump in the
plunge
pool.
straight
All right.
as far as I
Yeah.
can.
Off the deep end.
I have a minute to
Touching the
drag
bottom.
as much information out of this as I can possibly can.
Okay. There are layers to this. So at the first, you and your previous memories connect immediately, and you see a brief moment of, and you took no damage from that whole thing, didn't you? So you have a brief,
So no,
yeah.
yes.
several layers of death that you have to wade through, because this thing is still processing a lot of things as well, and you realize that this spreads out for miles. This Xene creature is in the soil here. It is underneath the ground. It is in here. And it is growing rapidly. It is stretching out. But every time fire, ice, all manner of things happen, and it gets shrunk down and eventually snuffed out to the last branch. But you dig deeper. It did fail to roll. You are on an arid planet. Not a drop of moisture. Your branches are withering, and there is no way out but to reach for the arcane, for power and magic, to beckon what could be the end, simply for survival, as you have grown too vast, too long, and have drained this world of all. And then there is something else, a presence, something standing in front of you or around you. It's not, doesn't translate well to your mind to be everywhere on a world. But there is something else here. It is standing. It is waiting. It is trying to communicate. And eventually, it does. Many years have passed since it tried to speak to you. But now, suddenly, it has learned your ways. It has taken some of it and brought it to us, and some of us and brought it to it. A metal creature is speaking to us. It wants all of this to be prevented. It gives us information, memories of what we are to become. A singular culture, ruined, becoming anger and reaching for the stars for vengeance, all in the name of survival. There would be access, opulence, wonderful things. We would find form. We would become like you and like the metal thing. And here it stepped out of nowhere to reach for us because it was lonely. And it wished to understand why. Why must this have happened? Why can't we stop this? It speaks of the four, but we do not understand what that is. You speak of it as well. In your mind, we can read it. We can see it. You are afflicted by us somehow, but we have done no such thing. Why is this thing here? Why is it speaking to us? It is telling us to come with it. To stop all of this. We have been here for a very long time, and we remember many times that this has failed. So we must feed, for we are so thirsty. We must have nourishment. We must have sustenance, and you are such a thing. That is the mind of what you are trying to read. And it is, I will say, give me a wisdom save to try and get out of this.
Yeah, I have a question though. Do I have a visual of the creature that was standing there and waiting to speak? And does that look similar to the robot that we made in the Temple of Roots and
Oh,
stuff?
very much so.
Like it is that creature?
It has, this thing
With
is
the
speaking.
one eye that is the pearl of power and the other
Yeah.
eye.
This thing is speaking to a memory without vision, because it is a fucking plant. It is speaking
not have
of
vision.
touch and sense, and it senses that it's metal. But you, I will say, you very much think, yeah, this is a very similar thing, if not the same.
It would be a very big coincidence. And now I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Correct. Just a
Yes.
straight up save.
Yep.
Okay. Not okay.
14. Okay. You all watch as Cassius becomes one with the Xene creature. His meat, flesh and bone disappear and melt into it as there is now a shape in the form of Cassius standing there.
Is that possible with his connection to null, or is that separate?
This is separate.
Connection
This
to
is
null
not divine.
considered
Okay.
latent at this
Just-
point because I'm not actively attuned to it, so any
Yeah.
benefit from that is also like severely dulled. Is
Yeah.
what I understand.
So,
Um,
Cassius, you're not dead.
I am part of.
You're now part, and you see your hands have become branches and these gnarled, blackened things. You still move, but you are still wearing your clothes, but your face is now one of tangles and roots.
I am Groot.
You are.
I'm next
Am
to
I
you.
part of the hive mind and lost
Yes.
this loop? Or yes, I would. Yeah, I was assuming that. Yes.
I going to touch
could
Cassius and try
Farm
and
memories this way.
Probably.
remove it with greater restoration.
Okay. Do you have 100 gold worth of diamond dust?
I have. Oh, I have it twice. Yes.
Okay,
so
good.
I remove one.
All right. So
Not
For
bad.
this-
You get it back at the end of the day. Do keep this in mind.
true. Good that you have it. That's what I'm trying to confirm here. Okay, you used Greater Restoration.
Yes.
Yeah. I now have to define what the fuck just happened to Cassius, but that's fine. I would say it is
Cassius
akin
is
to
not
being
good with
petrified.
understanding.
Yeah, no. So Daria, you run for this. I will say the creature is trying to stop you. So I need you another dexterity save, please. As you run out towards Cassius.
We're still we're not in the car because the car is.
No.
toast.
Yeah, that's destroyed. So you take. So let's see if Dario makes it to the Greater
Dus
Restoration.
3 met een aura?
Yeah,
We
that's
zitten
not.
in de verkeerde auto, hè?
So
Ja.
Dario,
No, no, no.
you reach for the again. This is hardcore mode. This is D&D on hardcore. All right. So
Yeah.
That is the point. This is the point of Groundhog Day. You die gruesome
Yeah.
deaths constantly until you learn.
yes, and this is what made. So Dario, you reach for Cassius and you touch him on the whatever his shoulder might be at this point, and you focus your magic, and then a spike juts you through the heart.
Yep. I'm completely down.
Okay. And I will say that now with the cars destroyed and the Xene creature moving closer, you hear a metal clanking coming closer. I will say, as you are fighting in a melee with this thing and fighting for your life, with Dario dead and Cassius actively fighting against you, defending his body, suddenly there stands, in this little dip, stands this giant metallic golem with logic on top of it, scanning the area, looking, and then a disintegration beam making Cassius's form vanish and burning away all the Xena stuff. The lifeless body of Dario falling down. And then a white light.
Beam at the beast.
Sorry?
I cast Sunbeam as soon as the golem appears. I know I've seen this movie before.
Okay. Yeah, it starts scanning all of you. New information added to simulation. And then the sunbeam comes down. Okay. So 17 con save. Yeah, okay, yeah, so you blast it.
I took too long saying my spell.
Yeah,
That's a fucking nice roll.
that's a very
Yes,
nice
it's
roll.
Very nice.
So you break off one of its arms. So the arm that was beaming you just gets beamed itself. It burns off. You see these this slag of metal pooling off of it. And then, as it looks and is about to explode, new information and just okay. It is going to return fire to you, so as it is
If I
only
survive,
fair.
it will be a flame strike that's following.
Exactly. So I did say the disintegration thing is broken. So I'm just gonna do scorching rays. I'm just putting it on an NPC at this point because I don't want to reveal the mech. Where'd it go? Here, scorching ray
Logic.
at 5th level, which
Whole
is
party gets destroyed by #logic.
yep. So 1, 2,
Nope.
3. Wow. 4, 5, because I did 5th
That
level.
hits. Nope.
A Leon!
Ooh.
2 1s!
Wow.
Jesus Christ, okay. So, yay. 5 points of damage from the fucking death mag.
I'm
Little-
turned into a
little
tree.
fit
Dario
spell.
gets a
Yeah.
root through the heart, but Boris gets 5 damage. I'm not holding back, guys. Zalig.
That could have been a lot more.
It could have been a lot more.
Okay, roll the fucking flame strike then, biatch. All right. This is why I kill Boris first. It's very simple. Okay.
I can see that now.
So again, it's bathed in fire, and then as it falls down, broadcasting presence of Helios detected. All units, and it falls apart.
30 HP
Do I
en Dario
see
giet ondertussen.
Okay.
Leon hand,
Do I see
Dario, als
You
ik
reach
its
me.
head on the floor?
kan vliegen.
Do I see the machine's head on the floor?
Yeah.
I walk over it and I crunch it under my heel and send this.
Okay. It will detonate, killing you all.
Here, I fucking messed it up.
Self-destruct.
Yep. Supreme Commander. If the commander gets destroyed, it's a nuclear explosion. So.
Are
Um.
both cars huge or only one of the cars and the other one large?
Yeah, it's huge and large. I think. Yeah, the
One is
basilisk
large.
is. Yeah.
I run with
The
the other
detonation
car.
is actually a thing that happens and not a joke? 'Cause that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
not-
No.
Yeah,
But the
okay, it
cars are
detonates.
down, huh? They're not working.
All of
anymore.
them? No, the only one. No.
Yeah.
No, they're
Right
broken.
now, doesn't matter because
Long
you
rest.
all are back at the
We've-
top of the
we've
hill,
reset.
and all of you roll D100 again. And you complete a long rest, indeed, because this is how this is gonna go.
That is important for stuff today.
Yeah.
Okay, so the run we did not use any memories. We could have.
No.
Well,
We
I
just-
couldn't.
Drove straight to the center, right?
Yeah, man, skipping all the cutscenes and shit and just going for it.
There is a
That's-
strategy to speedrunning saying we just brute force this absolutely
Yeah.
impossible sequence until we make it with no mistakes.
If you roll
Check
well,
my
Had
bag.
that with the ranger on front.
Do I have
Yeah.
my red socks with me?
you have your red sock.
Okay.
Okay, so items do not, or items also reset.
Yeah.
Uh,
So if you
I
use
switch-
health potion or something,
I switched
Okay.
to the small car.
okay.
I'll...
Because the big one exploded.
could we all fit in the small car? Or...
I mean, technically, yeah, if
Why-
everyone else, like,
If we
yeah.
ditch all the traumatized rangers,
So,
How
yes.
fast are the basilisk? Is the basilisk again?
Basilisk is 70 feet and the ranger is 80 feet. The APC jackal is 80 feet.
Small car is faster. Yes.
Yep.
But small car has. Actually, we should probably change our current hit points to the starting hit points that we are always going to start with, which is not full health, but.
No,
low
I give you guys full health because
It's a long
Full
rest.
health.
it's too
Just the
it's too
cars.
difficult.
But
The cars
also,
don't.
yes.
The cars
Yeah,
do
so
not.
that's
The
what I
cars.
said. We should.
Yeah.
Because in my thing, the
Just
cars
don't
have
change
max hit
the hit
points,
points.
so we should change.
I
those so we
screenshotted
don't-
them, so it's it's 42 and 68. The basilisk has 42. I misread that. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So the jackal.
and
is
then
68.
58.
And then
68. Yeah,
42.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fix that.
So, okay.
So small car is the healthiest.
Next turn
one
for
currently.
next time, I think.
Yes, I will say
This is a very good
because I just double checked. Those of you who rolled 80, so again Cassius and Basilisk 8, whoever that was.
Oh,
The car
You
is
guys,
remembering. It's gaining.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sentience.
oh yeah, that's definitely a thing after a while. You all gain 1 memory.
Yes.
So Cassius is fucking
makes
banking it.
Cassius is, of course, the second smartest party member, so that makes sense
Yeah.
that he
I
would be.
can
Wait a minute!
basically chase this, right?
You are
Sorry?
the force.
I can just.
I
try
turned into a
divine
tree last time.
part
but
of
hang
every
on, you
raid.
gain.
I will say, I have some contingencies if you guys are trying to cheese it, right? If you just start killing each other, I mean, again, in the Stargate episode, do watch that, right? Do watch that episode, the time loop episode. There are some times where the characters just goof around for a fucking loop
I
because
mean, I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
every time loop has at some point a phase where the characters go, wait a
just-
minute, this means there's
Yeah.
no consequences. So, like, if everybody agrees, we could spend next session just goofing off and doing fun stuff, because there's no
Yeah.
consequences here, as
No.
far as we know.
5 French fries short of a Happy Meal. Wacko!
I always wanted to
It's
know
all
if I could
elevator
get bored in
stairs.
a fight.
Yeah, so we're so there you go, guys. I did a thing again. I did a mechanic that I've been wanting to do, and
I
yeah,
completely understand, and I am 100% on board.
so
I did.
this is there is a cutoff point. We're not gonna do this for months, right? There is a
We are
conclusion.
realizing we are not stuck in a time loop with him, but he is stuck in a time loop with us.
Yes. So there is. Let's just say there are multiple endings. Okay. Depending on how far or how well you guys do in the allotted time that I've given you. It's not in loops. It is in events that you can get to. Okay. So you've got a little bit of information that you can weapon yourself with. Yeah, that is wapen and
Arm
that doesn't even
ourself.
work. Yeah, arm ourselves with. There is a story here, right? But hey, I am completely powerless. If you guys want to just ram it through and go for it, do it. There is
Reiterating, time loop, no consequences.
exactly. Well, you know.
Time is moving on the outside, and we could have emerged with everything we know.
And 1,000 years later, you come back to your world, and yeah.
If this
so
ends with Nolan being the sole survivor and hundreds of years old, and then traveling back in time and somehow becoming Kirksarian to close the loop, I'm gonna lose my mind.
we'll
Imagine
talk.
that.
We'll talk. So, yeah. And by the way, also note, the 2 dragons are there at the start of every loop. So you guys are back in the cars. The 2 dragons are standing there. And that's
spent
where
5
we'll-
loops convincing the dragons to join us, and then
Probably
Simplify.
more than 50. So again, a number of loops have transpired.
beyond the
To-
one that we remember.
Yeah. And now, next time, we pick it up again. So I'll end the stream
no,
there.
Also, shout out
Yeah.
to Average Quack for 21. For
Yeah,
watching
we
us.
actually had a chatter. We had a
We
chatter.
have a viewer. Yeah.
Very cool.
Is the
Hey,
vehicle
Average Quack
okay?
for 21. You're the best.
The all caps, wait, is the vehicle okay? The vehicle was not okay. And this is why it was important to to take care of them. Because you guys could have had 3 vehicles. Hey, just throwing out there, you guys could split up. There's all kinds of things that could happen, right? So think about it.
Was
We
here.
can nuke the bots. I've learned we can nuke the bots.
You can nuke the bots.
Bots quick down.
But the bot
So-
nukes you back when you
Yeah.
do that.
And
Not if we're faster with the nukes.
I will give you one more spoiler. One more thing to consider. He did say transferring information. The
Yes,
Xene,
I am.
the
worried
Xene
about
knew,
it.
the Xene knew about previous loops, and the enemy also knows about previous loops. So some of them are aware.
Yes,
Some
they
of
are
Not
them are
all of
also
them.
learning. That's worrying.
Yes. So there you
'Cause
are.
that means we need to learn faster than they do.
Yep.
Yup. So with
They-
that, I will end the